Good evening. Today, I want to talk to you about small talk, or what we've discussed in class as chit chat. I know that's a funny phrase or expression to use, but it's what we call just shooting the breeze. We've also used that word when people just, or that phrase, when people are just talking amongst themselves and just having casual, relaxed conversation. But the ability to talk in this relaxed way is sort of a hallmark of a confident, relaxed, fluent English speaker. And it's one way that you can initiate a, a comfortable conversation, or people are going to initiate and start conversations with you. People may casually ask you questions, or you can casually ask them questions in order to practice your English. And people may want to know more about you, and they know that you're learning English and want to give you an opportunity to practice and to speak with them. So, what are some of the topics that may come up, as we say, in chit chat or shooting the breeze or just having a talk or getting to know one another? What are some of the things you can ask other people, or that other people may ask you when you talk to them? So, what are those kind of things? Well, they're just going to want to get to know you at first. They may ask, what's your name and where you're from? And so those basic formalities or informal greetings that we practice, like, hi, I'm Richard, I'm from Thomasville, or I'm from Moxville. Um, how are you doing? I'm doing well, thanks. And then people are going to want to go a little deeper and say, well, where are you from? I'm like, well, I live here, but where did you grow up? That's a question you might get asked. Where did you grow up? That means, where are you from originally? People will say that. Well, I grew up in another country. I may have grown up in El Salvador. I may have grown up, again, where are you from? In Honduras, Guatemala, or Mexico. And they may say, uh, where in Honduras, Guatemala, or Mexico? And you may say San Salvador, Tegucigalpa, or about 3 hours outside of there. And that opens the door to your conversation. Well, how about you? Where did you grow up? And they may say, well, I'm from Davie County. I grew up here. Ah, great. Well, tell me about your life here. And that leads to other points of conversation. Tell me about your family. Oh, you grew up here. Do you have family here? Because they may then ask you about your family. Do you have children? Do you have children? Do you have a family? Do you have a husband? Do you have a wife? Do you have kids? Do you have family here? And they'll say, do you have family here? Yes, my wife is here. My children are here. They are in elementary school, or they are in middle school. And that person may say back to you, oh, my wife and kids are here. Which school do they go to? So talking about where you're from, where you grew up, now where you live. Do you have a family? Do you have a wife or a husband? Do you have children? Those are all basic starting points for a conversation that you can talk about with someone else. Then, where do you go from there? Well, people always like to talk about things that interest them. You can talk about, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do for fun? What kinds of things interest you? We call those things hobbies. 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 What are your hobbies? Well, my hobbies may be walking in the park, or playing soccer, playing football, watching baseball, playing with my kids. What do you enjoy doing for fun? What, how do you like to relax? Some people like to relax by staying home and watching television, spending time with their family. Everybody has different ways in which they like to relax? What do you enjoy doing? You can ask that. Someone may ask you. Or there are other questions you can ask. Have you seen a good movie lately? Have you seen a good movie lately? Have you read a good book lately? Who's your favorite author? What movies do you like? Questions in that line, questions in that type. They're always good to get the dialogue started. Well, I really like superhero movies. I like the Marvel movies. I like Iron Man. I like Batman movies. I like the DC comic movie. You can also ask people, what's your favorite kind of music? Do you like country music? Do you like rock music? Do you like traditional music from your country? People may ask questions like that. When was the last concert you attended? And people will tell me about the music you like most. And that's a good way. I like this kind of music. And see, within these topics, music, family, hobbies, interests. What about your favorite food? What's your favorite food? Well, I like fajitas. I like huevos rancheros. I like beefsteak and rice, or I like spaghetti and pizza. You can talk about what your favorite food and how you like it cooked and prepared. See, all these are vocabulary topics and things that you know and are easy to learn and can talk about in conversations. I like, I enjoy, I like these things. I enjoy reading. I like spending time with my family. I live in Monksville. I enjoy spaghetti. I like Chinese food. My favorite author is Borges. My favorite poet is Neruda. I love country music. What do you like? It's an easy way to say something that you enjoy or you do, and then ask someone else a question and get the dialogue started. You can practice, and then they can learn more about you, and you can learn more about them. Where do you go on vacation? What do you like to do when you have time off? Well, I like to go to the beach, or I like to go to the mountains once a year. I like to go and see the leaves change. People love to talk about the weather. That's always an important topic. That's always something people enjoy speaking about. Is it going to be hot tomorrow? Is it going to be colder tomorrow? It's really hot these days. When will summer finally become fall? We use this word turn, Turn, and that usually means moving in a different direction. Turn, when something goes from left to right to left, but it's also used with the changing of the seasons. When summer becomes fall, or fall becomes winter, or winter becomes spring, or spring becomes summer. When the seasons become something else, we say summer is turning into fall. That's getting ready to happen. Summer turns into fall. And people will talk about the weather changing. The weather changing. The leaves go from green and they turn into brown and orange and yellow and become very, very colorful. And the temperatures will become cooler. And people will love to talk about that. Do you like the cooler weather? Yes, they will say. Weather is such a good topic for a basic, relaxed, confident conversation. And if at any time within that conversation you're like, oh, I'm getting lost. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I forgot the word. Here's what you do. You ask, could you speak a little more slowly? I'm just learning. Could you speak a little more slowly. I'm just learning. And you know what people will go? They'll go, sure, because they know you're learning English. Could you speak a little more slowly? I didn't quite understand. You could say that. Could you speak a little slower? I didn't quite understand. Could you say that one more time? I, I forgot the word I need. Any of those expressions. Could you speak a little more slowly? I didn't quite understand. I forgot the word. Can you give me a moment? I'm trying to remember. You can always ask. You can always ask and say, I didn't quite understand. Can you give me more time? And people will be gracious and willing to speak slower and help you remember the word. So there are always these good topics to get basic, simple conversations. The weather, family, friends, likes, dislikes, music, food, where you're from. And you can start a basic, warm, relaxed, confident conversation to help you practice and get to know those around you. So these are just some simple tips you can take with you wherever you go. It's a lesson on the go for practicing wherever you are. So until next time, I hope you have a great weekend, a great day, and are able to learn something more and build upon these phrases and build some vocabulary while you're at it. Thanks. Take care.